Shortly, we'll hear from another candidate for governor, but first I want to introduce some voices from the field. So we've been working here in New Hampshire, the New Hampshire Rebellion, for a couple of years now leading up to this primary. But there was another pretty big election event recently out in Iowa. So first we're going to show this clip from one of our national partners, Avaz. That's some of the voices out there in the rest of the country. And then I'm going to introduce a partner from Iowa. Peter, how are we doing on sound for this? You're not gonna... Should we just get a... Okay. So first I'm going to introduce a friend from Iowa, and then we're going to see some voices from the field. So Hector Arroyo is the Grassroots Engagement Coordinator with AFSC's, American Friends Service Committee's Presidential Campaign Project in Iowa. Originally from Puebla, Mexico, Hector has been an Iowa native for the past 20 years and is a recent graduate from Drake University with a BA in Law, Politics, and Society. He has interned for Organizing for America, AFSC's Immigrant Voice Program, and has volunteered with AFSC's Legal Services Program, as well as creating an organization at his university aimed at addressing tuition equity and access to higher education for undocumented immigrants. He's also a member of the Iowa Student Power Network and has worked closely with the United States Student Association in highlighting student issues in Iowa.
Oh wait, it's a lot louder. Hi everyone, my name's, as mentioned, my name's Hector Salamanca Arroyo. I am from Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, down, okay. I thought only the candidate had to do that, so I was surprised. So I am from Iowa, and I can tell you I am glad to be here. My work has brought me all the way from Iowa, which does not have corn, but also pork and soy, to New Hampshire, the great state of New Hampshire. And I can tell you the snow seems to have followed me from Iowa to here, and I'm excited to be here. As it was mentioned, I do work for the American Friends Service Committee. My job title is the Grassroots Engagement Coordinator for the Governing Under the Influence Project. So the same project that's going on through here with Arnie and Olivia and Eric is what we're doing in Iowa. And I can tell you in Iowa, unlike New Hampshire, I'm impressed by the state motto, live free or die. Iowa's motto is not that. We're Iowa nice. So everyone over there, they'll politely ask the candidate a question, but there's not necessarily any true follow-up. And it's usually a question, which I kid you not, someone did ask a candidate this, who will you call on the first day you get elected to president? So yeah, some people choose by who they're going to call first day of president. For us, we do not endorse or support any presidential candidate. We're 501c3, we're educational, but we really want to make sure that the individual, the common person, whether you're a student or whether you're a retired worker, you're able to confront the candidate and ask a clear and concise question and make sure that you have a voice in this process. I don't know about you, but for me, because of my status, I'm an undocumented immigrant in Iowa. I have deferred action for childhood arrival. The next president can decide whether I have legal status or not. For me, this is a very, very powerful and emotional time to be involved in politics. I will tell you, I have seen all of the Republican candidates now, and I've been to one of the most hurtful and hateful speeches I've ever seen, and the rhetoric has been something that I never thought I would experience. But no matter what, I still go and I still try and ask a question. I've talked to Ted Cruz about corporate influence. I've tried to talk to Donald Trump. I've talked to Marco Rubio. And the reason why I tell you this is because for me, for someone who doesn't have a legal status to go out there in the state of Iowa, which is 91% white, and to be the only brown face in the crowd of conservatives and Republicans, it's somewhat daunting, but I still go. I still know the value of asking a question, making sure that my voice does have a place at the table, that I have a place at the table, and that my friends and families who are in my similar situation also have that voice. So I ask you, for those of you who are here today, to go out, it's a couple of days before the primary, go out, go to as many events as you want, or the ones you would like, visit our website, Governor Under the Influence, and check out all the candidates that are here in New Hampshire in the upcoming days, because it's important that you not only sit here and listen to, a pretty face talk about Governor Under the Influence, but also go out and have conversations with these candidates. I can tell you in Iowa, the events were structured so that you would have a sit down, maybe share a cup of coffee with Rand Paul or Carly Fiorina, have conversations with Ted Cruz or Mike Huckabee or Rick Santorum. The candidates, as I was speaking to my colleague Olivia, who is my counterpart here in New Hampshire, there are over 100 events from here to primary date, and there are still so many more events that aren't on the calendar. So it's up to you right here, right now. We're talking about big money, and we're talking about corporations influencing our policy, to go out there and ask these candidates questions. For me personally, you can go out there and ask a GUI question. You can ask them why we have F-35s that are being produced that don't even fly or don't even shoot or don't even work. Why we have why we have things that are being created due to the defense industry. For you, it might be a different issue. It might be climate change. It might be Social Security. It might be any other topic, but the principle is still there. You still can go out there, can have a conversation. Make sure if you really want to have a good conversation, make sure you write your question beforehand. You look at our website, follow through with some of our tips and guidelines. Make sure you bring a camera or a friend with you and try to record the interaction, because I can tell you, every time I record an interaction, you can go back and look at what you did right, what you did wrong, whether you stuttered, whether you might have hiccuped here and there, and it's really a powerful moment for you, the one person to get involved and confront not just people you like, but also those who don't share your views. For myself, I've enjoyed going to the Democratic events, but also as an individual and as a person, it has made me rethink some of the opinions I've had in the past. We see a lot of the Democratic candidates, we see a lot of Republican candidates, and it's easy to box them all in Democrat and Republican. But through my work, I've been able to see that not every Democrat and not every Republican has the same views as the main party. For the Democrats, there are Democrats who are taking money from big corporations, from big money. And for me, my whole life it was like, oh, Democrats, woo, you support them no matter what. But this program has made me, and hopefully those who have participated in it, realize that we have to take a critical look at both parties. We have to take a critical look at all the candidates who are running for office and see where their money is coming from. We cannot merely take them by their word. We have to follow them up, question them, show up to as many events as possible, and make a decision from there. Now, I'm not telling you who I support or who you support, but I will tell you that it is important that you check even your own heroes. You have to make sure that the people you look up to, they actually follow through with their promises. A fun story I have from Iowa is that Ted Cruz, for myself, his interactions with him were actually quite pleasant, because on big money issues, he does call out what he calls the Washington cartel, where big money is influencing the policies. Now, it might not be the same way I see big money, but to him, this is an issue that needs to be addressed. And unlike here in New Hampshire, Ted Cruz in Iowa actually does have a coloring book, which is hilarious because he gives it out to kids and you can draw in it, but he also has principles in it that he supports. So another fun thing about being on the campaign trail is make sure you grab some of the things around, even though they're from different parties. Make sure you pick up some of the souvenirs, because you never know when those souvenirs might become important. For my own experience, GUI program has allowed me not just to interact with the candidates, but also articulate my questions more concisely with the candidates. Because if you're interacting with them, you don't necessarily know whether it's going to be a town hall event, whether it is going to be one of those coffee shop events where you just run into a candidate, or whether the candidate's just going to go walking down a rope line. So for you to have a question ready and have it to be concise, you can ask them in that short period of time, but it has to be done quickly. Otherwise, they're going to walk away and you'll never interact with them. So I will tell you that please, we have our banners. It's over there to my left. There's the banners. It's one of the older banners, but you might see us every once in a while at these events. You'll probably see us a lot, actually, with our giant green banners, and we have leaflets, we have our flyers that we hand out, and it is important that you look them over, read them, and then try to ask a question that's on those leaflets that we pass out, our handouts, because that way, not only will you be able to ask a question, but you'll have some information about the question before you ask it, so you'll be able to move forward with it. One final thing I will say is that I've loved this program, and I've loved coming out to New Hampshire, and I love Iowa, but definitely we need to get more individuals involved. We need to expand our bases, find individuals who aren't part of this conversation right now. I don't see a lot of people who look like me in this crowd, which is fine, but I will say that definitely reaching out to younger generations, reaching out to a more diverse coalition, because only then can we really move forward and really share our message and broaden our appeal and make sure that it's something that politicians actually pay attention to when it affects everyone and makes us a lot stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Hector. Thank you so much.
Thank you.